Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol VRX. We will take a look at the 15-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 15-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 15 minutes. So while this may look like a few weeks worth of time right there, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 15-minute time slices. I like to do this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price. And in this situation, makes mapping out a very logical question quite straightforward. And the question revolves around the fact that today the price had an interesting day in the sense of it did start to bounce and show some signs of strength relative to where it opened. I realize if you bought before today, then you don't really think it showed any signs of strength. If you've been around long enough, I'm sure you've seen stocks where they gap down, and then after they gap down, they just pull one of these numbers where they just continue to drift down. That was not the case here today. In fact, the price actually started to bounce up a little bit. And, from where it opened down here to where it closed, that showed some, gains. But that brings up, like I said, the logical question was, all right, yeah, the price has bounced. Nobody's going to argue with that. But is this a true bounce? Does this bounce have some genuine strength behind it? I have no idea. But like I was saying, by using charts, we can make answering that question very straightforward. And in my mind, it all revolves around a single level. And that level is right there at $14.35. Why is $14.35 so important? Well, hopefully we can all agree on the logic that price movements with true strength, bounces that are actually bounces, are going to progress forward. The price is not going to go back to where it was. I'm assuming you're saying, hey, thanks, Captain Obvious. Of course, a price movement with true strength is not going to go back to where it was. So with that in mind, think about $14.35. Any sort of closes below there, or worse yet, if the price separates to the downside, what is that doing to the price? That's putting the price right back to where it was in the early morning hours, essentially right back to where everything all began. And again, going back to where, it was, that's what truly strong moves do. Whereas let's say the price heads down here, bounces around, and then heads back up. What would you have in this situation? Well, you'd have a set of lows right here. You'd have this set down there. And then if you picture each one of those as stair steps, well, hey, now you have stair steps going in the upwards direction. And that's the name of the game. So to me, $14.35, very important level of support going into tomorrow. What about levels of resistance? Let's map out a couple of these. Really, the overall level of resistance right up here around $15.75. If the price can clear through there, then the next level to keep an eye on is going to be that purple line, the 50-period simple moving average. I realize that's kind of irrelevant right now given it's way up there, but keyword there being moving average. So as time goes by, this level is going to continue to move its way downwards and get more and more relevant. But before you even worry about that 50-period simple moving average, again, 15.75 is that initial area of resistance. So no doubt about it, interesting price action. Bulls did show some signs of strength by bouncing a little bit. So we'll see if this is the start of any sort of bigger bounce or just a dead cat bounce. One of the most popular questions I get is, hey, Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together this free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then by all means, click right there to get access to the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point. And like I say, it is free. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.